In the US, fake news frequently becomes widely shared on the internet, and this can have serious grave impacts. On Sunday, December 4th, 2016, a shooting incident occurred at a pizza shop called Comet Ping Pong in Washington, D.C. In a busy shopping district full of families, a man brought a rifle into the shop and began shooting. Now, logically, we would assume that this man was not mentally stable, but in reality, he was perfectly sane. So how could a sane human possibly walk into a shop with a loaded gun and fire it at innocent people? The answer actually lies in social media. False tweets have been widely spread a month before this incident about the involvement of Hillary Clinton, then a presidential candidate, in illegal activities taking place at Comet Ping Pong. This seemingly outrageous claim, backed by insufficient evidence, became believed by many people, and the Pizzagate conspiracy grew. Threats and fake news finally culminated with a man showing up with a rifle to, quote unquote, rescue the children trapped in the shop. Now, although no one was hurt, a real shooting being caused by fake news is extremely serious, which is why we should all be well informed about social media and its numerous factors. Social media is beginning to show its long hidden devastating effects, making it more important than ever to save our generation. To understand the subject matter in depth, I have done extensive research on trustworthy internet sources, listened to numerous interviews, and watched many documentaries. In addition, I myself am a teenager, which provides me with a lot of real life experience with social media and its harmful effects. As I present this information to you today, I will begin by discussing the issues at hand. I'll then talk about algorithms, fake news, bias, and the concept of invincibility. I'll follow this up with the reasons why we should honestly be worried about these issues. And finally, of course, most importantly, how we as a group can work to solve them. Now, the main issue at hand is that social media is doing a lot more harm to our world. However, there are countless smaller issues stemming from this one large issue. First, the harmful parts of social media are very subliminal, so most people fail to even recognize the problems in the first place. Also, many fail to see the importance of social media, thinking it's just a harmless form of entertainment that does not influence their lives much. So our ignorance and misjudgment of social media, compounded by its harmful effects, have created one larger issue. Now, of course, social media has its undeniable good, bringing millions together and helping spread thoughts and ideas all across the globe. But I'm not arguing today that social media itself is a bad thing. What I'm trying to prove is that the bad is honestly beginning to outweigh the good. The first topic that I'd like to get into is algorithms. We all know about how apps like TikTok have algorithms to recommend the videos based on what we like to watch. But have we ever thought about what else an algorithm could honestly do? Algorithms can allow companies to watch all your moves, learn minute details about you that even you couldn't think of, and learn how to keep your attention longer and longer. It is how a 5-minute session on TikTok can turn into 2 hours. Now, can you think of another way a big brand attempts to captivate your attention? Well, Apple captivates attention with the 3-dot system. This symbol signifies someone's typing. And when we see the symbol, we naturally stay on iMessage longer to see what they're going to say. Algorithms can also create a deadly phenomenon called polarization. Liking one political video could cause you to receive more and more political videos, slowly polarizing you to believe one thing from repetitive viewing. Next, I'd like to touch base with what fake news and bias is. Now, fake news can easily spread on social media because the entire point of social media is connection. So inherently news, true or false, quickly connects to others. Also, the general public fails to realize that most creators are humans prone to having their own opinions. And bias surfaces when viewers treat a creator's opinion as a fact. the concept of invincibility. Now, we feel as though since we're not being watched online, we can post bad things and stay anonymous and not get caught, resulting in increased harm. In reality, nothing on the internet isn't tracked. IP addresses are tracked, and algorithms can always see your online presence and movements. Now, you all must be asking, why must we care about this? Can't the companies handle this themselves? Well, instead of bringing us together, social media, when misused, is frankly tearing us apart through polarization. Every day we see the impacts of this in the real world. Take the election as an example. There have always been multiple sides, but never have they been this polarized. Obviously, social media had a hand in this. Every day we see examples of fake news having major real consequences. The Comet ping pong incident, the Sandy Hook massacre, the 2016 anti-Hillary election fraud, conspiracies after the murder of Democratic staffer Seth Rich, the escalation of Pizzagate, and fake news in Hollywood involving Lady Gaga. Polarization by algorithms can also have real-world implications, as it has the potential to be as powerful as brainwashing, in fact. With such real consequences, it is extremely important to pay attention to this issue. Now, of course, after discussing all these issues, I must also explain what kind of things we as a community could do to solve these issues. So let us talk about some possible solutions. First and foremost, restricting phone use and lowering social media use within pretty much all age groups, teenagers, younger kids, and adults, will definitely benefit us. Interacting more in person, using trustworthy sources and news channels, always do your research before believing someone or something. Now, also, you can make a timetable and schedule your phone use, be more responsible online, and rally for ethical and safer measures at big social media corporations. My own story, I have restricted my own social media use to limit the things like addiction or polarization, and it's honestly started off pretty difficult, and I had a feeling of separation from the connection I have with the entire world. But over time, I felt happier and less concerned about social media without it. So today we discussed the issues posed by social media, the downsides of algorithms, the issues of fake news and bias, the concept of invincibility, and why we must care about these issues, and finally, the ways to minimize these effects. Social media is beginning to show its long-hidden, devastating effects, making it more important than ever to save our generation. The next time you are on social media, consider its harm and make a good decision with your usage of it.